I'm just out on Port Phillip Bay this morning chasing calamari and whiting. It's an absolutely stunning morning. The sun's just come up. I'm down off Mornington this morning. I'm gonna make my way further south. Gonna find some little shallow reefs, throw a few squid jigs around, hopefully get a few calamari, and then over to the whiting grounds. Stick with us. Hope you enjoyed the footage today, and we'll catch you later. Cheers. All right, morning guys. Just gone around the corner from Mornington boat ramp. Just got my squid jigs here. This is the one that I'm going to start with. It's pretty beaten up, pretty shredded, but it really works for me. I've got my Eggy Max scent, and what I'll do is just put a lightly coloured jig on the other rod, just in case I have some follows. That way I'm able to throw a jig out really quickly to any following squid. Just gives me a chance of double hookups, etc. I'm just going to keep that in the rod holder, like so. All right. I'm in about 3.5, 4 meters of water this morning. This is where we'll start out. There's some shallow reefs up ahead. So we're just going to move around a little bit until we can find some calamari this morning. Just making a cast out, not too shallow. I don't want to get hung up really quickly. Get our net ready just in case as well. But the general technique is cast out, let it sink down to where you think you're close to the bottom, and then a couple of just sweeping moves so that that jig glides just over the weed and the reef, and the calamari hopefully come out of the weed and grab that jig. All right guys, just been casting up into the shallows onto our first calamari. It's not very big, but it's a start, and at least we're on the board a bit faster than last time. Now, the trick with these guys is to lead them and point their heads away from your boat, and then let them swim into the net like so. Let them expel all their ink all over your white boat, just like that. All right, that wasn't quite planned, but it's easy to wash off. All right, there's our first little southern calamari on that ripped up jig. It always works. All right, put this guy in the bait tank, give him some water, and he'll make for some nice whiting bait later. All right, there we go. Making a color change. Just gonna go to this bright pink, see if that can get him fired up. It's really quite shallow on this side, so I'm just fishing this deeper drop off. It's all weedy and reefy through here. Yep, we're on. All right, here we go. Number 2 for the morning. Not a big one again, but might just swing this guy in. Open up that live well and drop him straight in. He would make a perfect kingy bait, but all right. I'm just gonna unhook him. He's unhooked. All right. There's number 3. Just had the camera off, unfortunately. Sorry about that, guys. Just changed colors to the one that I had on the other rod. All right, and I've just got a jig drifting out the back. All right, just come to a new area that lovely gentleman just suggested. Made a bit of a move. He said pink's the go. So what I'm gonna do is put a pink jig out this side, so that way it drifts along with the wind behind the boat, and I'm going to cast ahead of us. I'm going to try the jig that I've been using for a little while and caught that previous fish. It's more of a goldy sort of colour with some pink and blue hues. Put a bit of scent on that one too. And cast that one ahead of us. Oh, yep, we're on the floating jig behind the boat, or the drifting jig rather. That's taken off. That's the pink. It's not a big one again, but at least we're starting to catch them. Yeah, he's really quite little actually, but that's all right. Might make good bait later. All right, there he is. He hasn't squirted his ink yet, so I'm hoping I can just drop him in. Yeah, that's not ideal. I'm gonna have to wash that later. All right, we're on. It's a good one. Back on that jig out the back. It's definitely a calamari or a cuttlefish of some sort. Oh yep, we're on. Double hook up. Like we said, I'll loosen that drag off. That one's bouncing. All right. Thank you, Mr. in the Hobie kayak. You are an absolute superstar. Put us right on the calamari. All right, my one's on the surface, but I'm winding in here. Just taking my time with him. Here he is. The other one's still on that other rod. I wonder if this is a calamari or a cuttlefish. It's just getting close now. It looks like a cuttlefish actually. Oh. Yes, it is a good sized cuttlefish. These are delicious and also make great bait also as well. All right, there's that guy. Look at that. Wowee. All right, they're a cool creature. He nailed that jig. What I'll do is throw that back out, get that other calamari in. Alright, I'll wind this guy in. It's just a little calamari on this jig. Cast that back out. Another little nice calamari. We've got an absolute mess here. Fish. There he is. There's that. Pop him into 5 calamari and 1 cuttlefish. All right, we are on in a big way. I think this is a big cuttlefish again. This is on that big Yamashita live jig. There hasn't been any big calamari in this area. They're all been quite small. And this thing has just absolutely hammered that big jig and taken a little bit of drag. So my guess is big cuttlefish again. Yep, here he comes. No. No, I think this is a calamari, in fact. It is a big calamari. You ripper. Yes, if we can land this, I'll be thrilled. Alright, he's just really lightly, gently hooked. Come here, mate. Yes, got him. Alright, there we go. Whew, that's better. What a beautiful calamari that one is. Alright, there's that rattling jig called a Yamashita. And a big, beautiful southern calamari from Port Phillip Bay. Alright guys, we've just come up to a deeper spot. I'm out near the marine farms. Now a big boat was just working on this marine farm, probably clearing up some, picking up some mussels, and the water's really disturbed in this area. It's really cloudy. So what I'm thinking is I might anchor up in this area just after all this disturbance. I'm hoping that there's some fish that are hanging out for an easy feed. I've got 2 rods rigged up for whiting this morning. Both the same rigs, both little paternoster rigs with some beads and and a little sinker on the bottom. So what I want to do is take a bit of tenderized calamari, which has just been freshly caught. So I've given that a bit of a whack with the bottom of the knife. So it's just a little cocktail again. And there we go. Just let that sink down. We're in 14 meters. I'm seeing a couple of things come through on the sounder, so I'm hoping that they're whiting. I'll let that sink down. That's it, it's on the bottom. All right, we'll wind up a bit of slack and get the second rod ready. Yep. All right, we're on. So that was the first bait that went into the water there. Let's see what this is. Fishing a little bit heavier today, 8-pound leader. I was fishing 5-pound the other day. Please be a whiting. I've put in a fair bit of work for these recently, so I'm hoping it's not a little pinky. No, it is a little pinky snapper. All right, but at least it's getting the food chain going. So pop this guy back. Yep, we're on. You guys saw that rod tip go down. Just as I set up that camera, it's a little fish. Another little pinky. We're getting a bite on the other rod now. Yep. There we go. As I was baiting up the other rod, this one goes off. It's a better fish. Just going to take my time with it. Not sure if it's another pinky or if it's what we've been finally searching for the last couple of trips. I certainly hope so. It would really make my morning. Might have to get the net for this one. That's another little nice pinky snapper. A little bit bigger than last time. There he is. He's probably not legal length, so we're just going to pop him back and catch him when he grows a little bit bigger. Yeah. Let's see if we can capture one of these rod tips going down. Just gonna wind up the slack. Oh, that one definitely went. That one on the left. Yep. Oh, that one on the right just then too. Missed that one. Alright guys, back here at the ramp in Mornington. I had a great morning, caught my bag of calamari and cuttlefish, tried my hardest getting those whiting, but I just still can't find them. Had a ball on a little pinky snapper on bait, but it wasn't my target species. So now I've got to go home, clean the boat, clean those calamari and cuttlefish, get everything re-rigged and set up. I'm heading out to Port Fairy tomorrow offshore, trying to chase some tuna and kings. So wish me luck. Hope you guys enjoy this episode and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.